Hello and welcome to the stream here for the Dread Pirate Rollers up against the Inner West Roller Derby League. This is the quarterfinal for Division 2 and we have skating for the Inner West. Hips Don't Slice, Vixen Vaporizer, Ginger Roger, Boxy Lady, Looney Doom, Ruby Menace, Loose Cannon, Chevy Chase, Bonnie Doom, Lee Rex, Crushy Amphlip, Velvet Whiplash, Teratoma and Lioness.
And coming at you from Perth, Western Australia, the Dread Pirate Rollers, the Inconceivables, number 0, Molly Tov, 1-6, Bloody Bree, 2-4, Milligrub, 2607 Maims to Kill, 30 Unicorn Spawn, 34 Barbed Wire, 4 Bruiser, 40 Westy Wench, 5 is Eris Jeweler, 5-2 Mel Bent, 7 Angel of Anarchy, 7560 Rebel Wheels On, 8 is Attila and 85 is Starry Nightmare.
And my name is Melodrama and I am joined by
KP. We're both from Sydney, but I've been following these Dread Pirate Rollers all afternoon. Big shout out to all the Perth fans tuned in on the live stream here. First lead jammer goes to the Dread Pirate Rollers.
Luna Doom jamming for Inner West. She's out half a track behind the Rollers.
So Mel Bent with that huge stride that she has, picking up first blood, a single point.
Lots of pressure being put on her by Luna Doom, catching up to the back of the pack there. 3 points recorded on the scoreboard, 1 point being held up by the ref. No, now it's 3 points.
Yeah, it's now 3 points.
You got to watch those referees.
A little sneaky like that.
Unicorn Spawn jamming for the Pirates. She's up against the star-spangled bottom of Boxy Lady. Boxy Lady, of course, getting her shorts from my dad.
So Unicorn Spawn, second lead jammer of the game, going to the Inconceivables. Really strong 3 formation. Ginger Rogers bridging for the Inner West.
Lee Rex driving Unicorn Spawn back a little, back to the first corner, but Boxy Lady completes her initial pass.
Boxy having a very confident tournament here. Inner West really kind of, you got to say, punching above their weight here.
Power jam given to Boxy Lady with Unicorn Spawn sent to the penalty box for a track cut. Boxy with 2 to beat. She tries to muscle her way through. Not a lot of muscle mass happening there, so she skips on through on the inside for 5 points.
That move is exactly from our Jammer Club the other week where I was coaching Boxy. Draw the pack to the outside, leaving the inside open.
And she does that again, another 5-point pass. That's 10 for Inner West in this jam.
So nice work. Inner West setting up that strong formation, ready to help Boxy. A signal, and Boxy just bouncing off the Perth defense.
And Ginger Roger instructing her pack to stay where they are to catch Unicorn Spawn. More important at that point, Boxy Lady lucky to avoid it. I thought she was lucky to avoid a track cut.
Bruiser had her hips in position.
She did come in maybe a foot too early there, giving Unicorn Spawn the power jam.
It's really deceiving when you're on the outside there. There's many a ref clinic being taught on the correct geometry when calling the corners. The way we describe it is the lasagna slice, not the pizza slice. And I think Boxy thinking it was more of a pizza slice re-entry, picking up the penalty for her.
It is simply unfair to be talking about food at this stage of the night.
All right, so we are 4 minutes in. It's a 1-point game. Boxy picking up 10 points there.
Bloody Bree jamming for the Pirates.
All right, so Boxy's going to start as a power jam against her, wearing the Jammer Star in the box. Bloody Bree with a strong lead jammer. Boxy has the star stashed and an illegal return. I'm not sure. I was a little unsighted there, I guess. She re-entered in front of one of the Dread Pirate Rollers blockers as she came out of the box. The pack was positioned almost dead in front of it. That's going to give Bloody Bree plenty of time. Already 5 in this jam, and Boxy's still comfortably seated in the Rydell Skates penalty box. No pack called by head ref, game over. That releases Bloody Bree for another 5. Bree's going to call it 10 points comfortably, and now another power jam start.
Boxy lady standing in the penalty box though, so she's only got 10 seconds. Rebel Wheels On will have to complete her initial pass before enjoying the advantages of having the power jam.
Well, Dirge asking on the live stream, what's better, lasagna or pizza? You're going to have to say, from a rest perspective, it's lasagna. From my point of view, someone who can't stand tomato, definitely a pizza bianco is my preference.
Rebel Wheels On hitting the 3-wall of the inner west.
Oh,
can't quite
no,
get past
has
Vixen
Boxy done it
Vaporizer.
again? It looked like another illegal return. The refs haven't called that one, though. Dread Pirate Rollers very determined to make her re-enter illegally.
Rebel Wheels On equally struggling behind Ginger Roger. Boxy taking the panty off to get on through, and she pops it back on. She doesn't need to do a panty pass.
Boxy with her lucky jammer shorts on, now out of the pack and entering a big wall of pink. Crunch.
Rebel Wheels On unable to get past Lee Rex, Ginger Roger and Vixen Vaporizer. All 3 of those blockers just trying to be as stationary as they can.
So
Lee
both
Rex.
of these teams pretty comfortable just doing full defense.
Boxy making her way through on a 5-point pass.
A star stash and a star pass completed. Rebel Wheels On to the Dread Pirate pivot.
And that'd be Mel Bent. Mel Bent about to hit the back of the blockers. Vixen Vaporizer nearly knocking Boxy out. Boxy wanting to call that jam off, forgetting that she'd been in the penalty box. However, a high block called on Mel Bent. Mel Bent not looking very happy about that call, though.
Yeah, that's a tough one, especially for someone so tall. I guess normal skating style can make contact with someone's head. I'm really liking the jammer rotation that Dread Pirates are using. Their jammers are also blockers and they're also pivots, so they're all equally capable.
Boxy lady knocked out of bounds there.
Attila, one of the jammers for the rotation, also a brutal jammer killer for the Inconceivables. Ginger Roger, though, quite aggressively putting the revenge hit to ensure that her jammer didn't have to re-enter.
I wouldn't have called it a revenge hit, KP. We saw it differently, I think.
Well, it's a friendly revenge hit. She was helping her jammer by knocking out the
I would
person
call it
that
an
knocked her
assist
out.
rather than a revenge hit. But in any case, we do have Velvet Whiplash up on the jammer line. She's going for the inside line. Only one jammer on the track, Velvet with the power jam, but not for long.
A 1-2 hit on Velvet Whiplash there, almost an old school Beyonce. She was picked up on the back of the Perth blocker and just carried over the track boundary.
And Mel Bent sent off to the penalty box again for a forearm. And that gives Velvet Whiplash another power jam opportunity.
Hasn't even had a chance to remove the pivot stripe and she's already back in the box.
Velvet Whiplash stepping through the inside line to finish her initial pass, and she is lead jammer.
Chevy Chase, beautiful offense there for her jammer. Just puts in the almost a banana block to clear the lane on the inside. Velvet Whiplash now working against a 3-wall.
Velvet calling that jam off just as she hits the deck.
Ouch, we heard that over here.
And she is leaving Mel Bent standing in the penalty box. Less than 10 seconds on her penalty to go. And that gives Luna Doom the power jam start.
So we got a lot of Perth fans cheering in on the live stream here. Saying, holy moly, that was some good blocking there. Gonna have to agree with you. We're back underway here. Luna Doom going solo against the 3-wall out the front. She's happy with that.
Managing to make her way past Starry Night. Pardon me, Starry Nightmare. It's a different kind of night. Luna Doom making spirit fingers at her blockers to get a bit of interference to get on through and calls that jam off.
Luna Doom earning some extra style points even for that call off. Into a spread eagle, just straight up the inside. A real game maker for the Inner West Roller Derby League.
Inner West slightly ahead. It's only early days yet. And we've got Boxy and my dad's shorts back on the jammer line up against Bloody Bree.
Dread Pirate Rollers really showing their depth of jammer rotation here. Inner West sticking to the traditional 3 so far. Boxy just held at the back by a 3-wall, but Lioness running some good active offense, trying to help around. Boxy holding her chin there. That was a tough hit. She's taken the star off and stashed it before lead's gone to anyone.
But the pivot, Chevy Chase, is actually well and truly behind her. So Boxy would not gain any advantage from trying for a star pass. Bloody Bree managing to pass Loose Cannon, holding that lane 1 for the longest time.
Okay, the star pass has been completed to Chevy Chase. Chevy, a very accomplished jammer in her own right, so that's not going to weaken their attempt, and it forces the call off. Where any points awarded? We have a medic call on the track. Skater's just taking a knee here, big takedown. There were 2 points awarded to the Dread Pirate Rollers at the end of the jam there. But some really brutal points defense to ensure that no more were given up.
I'm just giving you a little bit of a change of story, I guess, giving you the history of Inner West. For those of you who don't know, Inner West Roller Derby League is in the middle, the hipster part of Newtown. Inner West Roller Derby League have become a mainstay in their hometown. Forming in 2012, they have risen to the challenge of roller derby and continue to let out their rebel yells whenever and wherever they can. Highlights over the past years for the small but mighty Inner West have been helping to found the 5x5 tournament, a development tournament that rocks New South Wales every winter. They've taken the B Division Grand Title in 2015, and Trofea Loren, the trophy that comes with the B Division, has travelled far and wide. Her most notable achievement, of course, was going to Bring Your Own Cup Day at the 7-Eleven. Players nearly passed out. Apparently they brought a commentator with them, the one who's most addicted to sugar. Nearly passed out from the food colouring, but it was okay, because after all, I'm a fathlete and they are athletes.
I have seen the Instagram of that. It was a big cup. It was a lot of Slurpee. And now we're going to get back underway because Lioness is now skating under her own power, back in the team bench.
Looking a little bit rattled, but certainly ready to go.
Lioness is a real trooper. She's just straight back into it. Wearing the C, she's already talking to her pack about what the next strategy is to extend this small lead Inner West have with 19 minutes 15 left in period 1.
And because of that jam not called because of her injury, the jam was called off and then first aid were brought in. She is okay to go back on in the next jam. Lucky she's made of steel.
Luna Doom up against Bruiser. Luna Doom, big, strong lead jammer. She is out there and lapping. She's got a half-lap lead over Bruiser, who is now out of the pack herself. Luna Doom very used to this position of lead jammer. Again, using that fancy footwork to slide up lane 4. She does go out of bounds, but picked up 3 unopposed points. So we're going to reset again. Velvet Whiplash, that 3 jammer rotation working for Inner West. The Inconceivables put out Mel Bent. Big, long legs. She does apex steps, not apex jumps, as we saw in the last game here on track 1.
She does straightaway steps. Her legs are so long. It's just like 4 steps and she's back to the jam line.
By Mel Bent. Luckily, the rules do allow you to yield that. She yielded to all skaters.
Yes, so long as you say sorry, you can get away with it, and that was totally fine. And she gets lead jam.
So Velvet Whiplash fighting against a 2-all. We saw in the last game Dread Pirate Rollers really experience at recycling. Unable to do so there, though. 4 points for Mel Bent. She's not going to stop skating. Velvet Whiplash coming up against a 4-wall of pink at the back. Crunch.
Mel Bent
past
trusting
all 4,
her
though.
blockers. Velvet adding 4 points. Mel Bent struggling to get past the wall.
So we got a net 0 gain for the Inconceivables. Mel Bent still pushing against the wall as Velvet Whiplash comes back. Now she calls it off.
Terrific pressure there by Velvet Whiplash, hitting the back of the pack and forcing that jam to be called.
I'm a big fan of pushing that long jam strategy, not working out in the Dread Pirates' favour in this jam, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see that again later on.
Luna Doom jamming up against Bloody Bree. Bloody Bree in the pink, and she is playing for Dread Pirate Rollers.
So Lioness just having a bit of a chat with us here on the commentary bench. She is not looking any worse for wear from earlier. She's smiling, she's confident, she's going to lead their team to hopefully continue this points lead. Luna Doom, though, one of her rare not lead jammers. Bloody Bree, pretty happy to get it herself.
Bloody Bree with a whole grandstand full of fans, giving them the love heart.
Bloody Bree taken for a big ride to the outside, but managed to pick up all the inner west blocker points before she went down. We have a tied score here on track 1. We're 1/4 of the way through this quarterfinal, and it's as if nothing has happened because it's 34-34 on the scoreboard.
Everyone's just a little bit more tired, I think.
Well, people have earned penalties. That's happened.
That's very true, and that will alter the face of the game later on, of course. Boxy Lady looking a little bit worse for wear after that last jam. She's trying to find the inside line, but finds out of bounds instead. The person who knocks her out of bounds goes out of bounds as well.
So Boxy Lady now out. Unicorn Spawn with lead jammer and scoring first. Will she call it off before Boxy hits the pack? No. Boxy sneaks through. 1, 2, 3, 4 points against lead. Now the offense comes, but Unicorn Spawn trips over her own skater, recycled behind all the inner west blockers. Now she calls it off. Did Boxy Lady steal any more? No, she didn't, but it was still points against lead. 4-1. That's amazing points protection from the inner west blockers. She was fighting them for like 15, 20 seconds, and only one of them gave up their points.
Tiring work, though. If you look at the cost of energy on Boxy Lady, she is certainly fit, but she's copping a lot of hits when she's out there jamming.
Okay, we have an official timeout. I'm not sure. Okay, there is some penalty box administration going on. Head ref game over. Just explaining what's going on.
That gives us an opportunity to say thank you to Adelaide Showground. Adelaide Showground is a platinum sponsor of the TGSS Boutcast. Thank you so much for giving us such an amazing venue.
Big shout out to Matron watching on the online stream. We've got a big crowd viewing here on YouTube. Pretty small crowd here in track 1.
I bet you it's warm on YouTube.
It's warm in here. I think the excitement is people want to see if VRDL are going to re-break their own record they set earlier this afternoon with a 900-point victory over in the other pavilion. They're taking on the Western Australia Wards of the Skate right now. But we have a big crowd of Western Australian fans here cheering on the Dread Pirate Rollers from the stadium.
Luna Doom scoring 4 points and calling that jam off.
So 42 plays, 35, 13 minutes left. Luna Doom just a really confident and comfortable call off there.
She's got the style. Velvet Whiplash back on the jammer line in the blue for Inner West, up against Bloody Bree in the pink.
For those that have been watching the 5x5 Championship streamed also by the crew of Down Under Derby, you would have seen Luna Doom just doing what she did in the last jam, scoring lots of points for Inner West.
17.
But right now, Velvet Whiplash wearing the Jammer Star and with lead jammer, because while the Perth jammer was through first, she picked up a cutting penalty. Bloody Breeze gonna spend about 30 seconds to give the stink eye to whoever caused that cut. I didn't see who it was.
Initially, Inner West using a passive defence, going in and causing a little bit of ruckus, but hanging back again. Velvet Whiplash, 5 points to her.
Bloody Breeze still sitting in the box there, as you can see.
Standing up, as you said that.
Formation. Inner West. Oh,
Velvet with one to beat. Angel of Anarchy causing the track cut. And what we did notice in previous games with Velvet Whiplash, doesn't seem to matter what gets dealt out to her. She still has a smile on her face.
It's amazing stuff. The skaters are having a blast here in Division 2.
Chevy
Big change from previous TGSS is that all the games are full-length regulation. In Division 1, that means WFTDA rankings. In Division 2, that just means they get to have more fun playing roller derby.
Bloody Breeze stepping her way through the inside line for 5 more points. Chevy Chase in the penalty box for a blocking out of play penalty. Bonnie Doom unable to catch Bloody Bree. She gives another 5 to her team.
Velvet Whiplash has returned from the box. She works her way through, bodies hitting the floor.
4 points to Velvet.
You can see both jammers now scoring almost tied. 10 points, plays 9. But the Inconceivables edge ahead a little bit there, bringing it to a 2-point game. No, some extra points signal in by the NSOs, well, recorded by the NSOs. 55 points, now plays 49. After all that action, net gain of just 1 to the Dread Pirate Rollers.
And the Pirate Rollers calling a team timeout, which gives me an opportunity to tell you about RYDL. RYDL are a gold sponsor. For 70 years, they've been the innovative leader in the roller skating industry, and they've now branched out into pajama pants. RYDL skates are unmatched quality, unmatched performance. They have radar, they have Powerdyne, and they have Quick. Go along and have a look at the RYDL stuff. You never know, you might like their pajama pants.
Also, big thank you to Spank Alley, the official armbands of the Great Southern Slam. Spank Alley stocks top quality armbands, helmet covers, compression pants, and lots of cool stuff. Making armbands on site here at the Adelaide Showgrounds. They have full stock of compression pants, a huge range of onesies, hoodies, helmet covers, and much, much more. Come check out their vendor booth if you're here in Adelaide. Otherwise, get on to spankalley.com.au and check out the full range. Timeout is over. Boxy wearing the Jammer Star for the Inner West, and a nice big lineup. We saw it in the last game. These Perth Jammers love their run-up.
Rebel wheels on, yes. Going back about 10 feet. Running into the back of Loose Cannon, Lee Rex, and then Crushy Amplet.
Nearly got through on that first hit.
Boxy Lady having the one to beat, but track cut.
A skater there from Perth taking it looked like a wheel to the spine. Ouch. I've had that. It left a mark for about 2 weeks. Meanwhile, thanks to our St. John's First Aid for coming out and looking after our skaters. Big shout out also to our sponsors, DeClinic. DeClinic loves roller derby. You can visit their stall here at TGSS, their shop in Adelaide City, or enjoy free delivery on all online orders Australia-wide. With over 16 years in the game, DeClinic can help you with all your derby needs. 20 Curry Street, Adelaide, or declinic.com online.
Dread Pirate skater back on her wheels. Still looking very sore and still in the care of St John's, but thankfully able to skate off the track.
That jam was called for injury though, so she's going to have to sit 3 jams no matter how good she feels. We'll get a reset here.
Boxy Lady still sitting in the penalty box though.
Yeah, no points scored by either team, but unfortunately, Boxy, you don't really call it scoring. Unscoring a penalty.
She's just sitting
Just
and hanging.
out.
Dread Pirate Rollers using a passive defence initially, but now blockers going in to mess up their inner west wall. Loose cannon falling to the outside.
Lee Rex, lots of experience, just driving the jammer out of bounds. She gets back up and keeps pushing, earning lead jammer, but only about a quarter of a lap ahead of Boxy, who just busts out of the pack, out of the box and down out of the pack.
Dread Pirates blocker Westy Wench, not convinced that she did a back block, but sent to the penalty box all the same.
Look at that amazing speed from Boxy. She's happy with that. She busted through, stole all the points from the Dread Pirate Rollers. 4 points to 2 against lead. All right, we're going to set it up here with bench. 9 minutes 53. We're on a timeout. Oh, no.
Game over, going to the team bench, calling Boxy Lady for a late penalty. And that means a power jam is going to be handed to the Dread Pirate Rollers.
The smile slightly removed from Boxy's face. I'm not sure what that was for. It did look like just radness. I don't know, maybe it was a radness penalty. Whatever she did, it's going to earn her 30 seconds in the box.
Inner West choosing to start on the pivot line.
Occupy the pivot line. It's some old school stuff. Luna Doom wearing the pivot stripe. Think she's going to call for a star pass?
I've got my suspicions. Rebel wheels on. Looking at the outside line, now flipping to the inside, and she steps past Bonnie Doom and makes her way through.
Doom sisters working together to try and contain Rebel Wilson. Unsuccessful there as they lock in a defensive formation, waiting for Boxy's return. Lioness pops out the front to run cover. Bonnie Doom tries to stop her, but all to no avail. 5 in the sky. Rebel Wilson just calls it off with Boxy still in the box wearing the star.
Boxy is standing though, so that means she has less than 10 seconds left on her penalty. They're going to do the power start for Unicorn Spawn, but they are going to have to complete that initial pass again.
Luna confident to repeat. She's going to stay out there with the pivot stripe, ready to help Boxy with either a star stash or a star pass. Both of them tend to be equally effective. Now, passive offense, no one helping out the Unicorn Spawn. And the star pass has been completed. We see Luna Doom now putting it on, and with the gas down, this lady can skate. She's got some speed. No one has lead. We have a double star pass. The NSOs are going to love this. All the boxes ticked on their stat sheet. Both jammers, Mel Bent and Luna, we're used to seeing them with the star, and they're going to go 2 minutes.
Boxy Lady being the bridge there, having to yield. Mel Bent making her way through. 4 points added to their score. 4 points similarly added to Inner West score.
Inner West maintaining their lead. They're now up to 8, but both jammers just lapping. Look at, oh, Boxy Lady picking up a penalty as a blocker.
That would be a low block, I imagine.
Yeah, I think
Angel
it
of
was.
Anarchy trying to stop Luna Doom, but Luna just getting down a little bit lower and skating on pass for 5 points that time.
Luna Doom so low there. The opposing blocker tried to make illegal contact and just couldn't.
Mel Bent, 4 points added to the Pirates' score. Luna caught behind a wall of Pirates at the moment, though. Mel Bent coming up behind Luna, but losing her footing.
I don't think Inner West noticed that Mel Bent was entering the pack there. Unfortunately, her wall was so focused on stopping Luna Doom, she crashed into her own skaters. She has now picked up 4. Luna picks up 4 of her own.
And that was
Luna's
a
like, there's only 5 seconds left, I'm stopping.
That was tremendous work there from Luna, getting down very, very low, managing to out-joust Unicorn Spawn, I believe it was.
So after a couple of tough jams for Inner West, they undid that penalty situation with a very successful star pass. 17 versus 16 there. Mel Bent, no slacker herself, only 1 point behind.
Absolutely. Mel Bent, a very accomplished pivot who can jam.
Well, just like the Division 2 quarterfinal we saw over on track 2, where Westside Glory took on Western Sydney Rollers, there was multiple lead changes in the first half. And we're seeing that again here. It's the Great Southern Slam at its finest. Velvet Whiplash for the Inner West Roller Derby League with lead jammer and nearly a full lap over the Dread Pirate Rollers.
Bonnie Doom holding back. Bloody Bree.
Yeah, now Bloody Bree out, scoring herself. You
Velvet
can see
Whiplash
that
calling
set up
that
there.
jam off, denying Bloody Bree any points.
Velvet Whiplash looking pretty happy with that result.
Her game is improving every day with this tournament. She is relatively new, jamming for the first time, I believe, in maybe a month ago, I think it was. And this is only her first season, so to have that sort of awareness is tremendous. Inner West calling a time out, and that gives us a terrific opportunity to tell you about Hellcat clothing. I'm sitting here with KP, and he is wearing Hellcat clothing. So if you want athletic roller derby gear, but you still want to be an individual, like KP, you should go and talk to Hellcat Clothing, because they've got you covered. And being covered is what will keep you out of prison. Hellcat makes comfy, fun derby clothing and unique team uniforms. Check them out online, Hellcat Clothing.
We'll also thank BSS Light Audio Visual. BSS supplying all the gear here at the Great Southern Slam. 5 tracks, biggest roller derby tournament in the world. That means 5 scoreboards, 5 PAs, sail hire and installation of audio visual and lighting systems for all your commercial and domestic applications, including corporate functions and conferences.
And the lighting situation here is actually quite important. We're playing from morning to night here. The sun comes up, the sun goes down. And we're not bothered by the lights here. It's not that sort of stroby, greeny, horrible fluoro. It's actually quite effective lighting that isn't fatiguing. So, good job. Thank you, BSS Lighting.
So, after that team timeout, we have 5 minutes left in period 1. 72 points, plays 81. It's basically one jam in it.
And the Pirates are fielding a brand new jam, a Molotov. Brand new to this game, I mean. She's probably jammed before.
Yes, for all those Perth viewers watching online, I'm sure they know how successful Molotov has been with the Jammer Star. Deep jammer rotation on the bench and her proving it right there with lead jammer. Luna Doom still fighting. Her team having to leave her out there on her own as they try and contain Molotov. Luna successful, gets out on her own. Molotov 4 points and calls.
I thought she was going to call it there, but she waited until she was about half a track further on. Only 5 points the difference. 4 and a bit minutes left.
So Unicorn Spawn lining up against Velvet Whiplash. Both of these skaters in their antique skates, both of them looking very confident. All I can see from this commentary angle is a wall of pink. As you can see on the camera angle, though, there is 3 very confident-looking Inner West skaters up the front, now catching Unicorn Spawn, holding her with that practice 3-wall formation. The walls kind of trade positions in the pack, and with that chaos, Velvet Whiplash earning lead jammer. It's one of my favorite moves as a jammer. You crash the opposing defense into your own team, and they fall apart.
Tremendous blocking there by Bonnie Doom, putting some interference there on Molly Tov. Unable to hold her, though.
All right, we're getting the call-off signal from the bench here on Inner West. Just in time, 0 points, plays 4. A little bit of inexperience showing through there, but it worked in time. The communication got through. It's amazing how hard it is when you're jamming to remember that you're supposed to be listening to other people at the same time.
I'm thinking there's a lot of other things to remember. Skate, skate, skate.
Mainly breathe, breathe, breathe most of the time.
The pace that both of these teams have played earlier today, and also all of yesterday, of course, has been quite fast. Both teams choosing the runaway method, requiring a lot of skill and endurance from the referees as well, of course.
Yeah, it's certainly hard work out there. You break a big sweat refereeing, but Luna Doom not looking like she's breaking a sweat at all. Again, style points there. 4 points, a 180 transition into side stance as she calls it off.
It's just how she rolls. And a big shout out, of course, to Mama and Papa Doom, absolutely dedicated to supporting the Doom sisters and to supporting Inner West Roller Derby League. They do drive 7 hours each way to come and see their daughters play. Unable to come to Adelaide this time.
Yeah, the Doom sisters formidable for the Inner West. 2 very different skating styles, but 2 very effective members of the team. We have an official review here. Are they using it as a timeout? It certainly looks it.
The official review called by Inner West. Referee game over going, what do you want to talk about?
I'm going to try this microphone out again.
So, Jam Pants, the AC for Inner West here. It's very different watching Inner West without Rampage in the face of the officials every single jam.
It's kind of relaxing.
It is relaxing.
Although less theatrical. I do enjoy Rampage's theatrics. He is a man with rhythm.
He has practiced prancing. in an enjoyable and entertaining way. He's well known for his prancing skills. He kind of had to take over when Prancing Johnny left the Sydney region for Texas. Someone had to take up that mantle.
It left a void. And the thing that gives Rampage the power to prance is, of course, Haig's Chocolates. Thank you, Haig's Chocolates, for feeding all of our officials at TGSS.
All right, so Inner West just stretching out very slightly. 89 points, plays 76. 1 minute 50 left in the first period. There's basically nothing in it. Everyone, well, no, Ginger Rogers in the Rydell Skates penalty box, but
it's a power jam given to Boxy Lady for a high block on Molotov.
Blocking with the head, yes. So that's a really easy one to get as a jammer. When you like grit your teeth and you're like, oh, I'm going to just go for it. It's almost natural that you put your head down, and that's the result. You get a blocking with the head penalty.
And Boxy Lady meeting the back of the pack, needing a hand from Lioness to make her way through on her 5-point pass. Another pirate off to the penalty box. That's going to help Boxy's campaign. That was barbed wire we saw streaking past us to the penalty box.
Ginger Rogers with some very aggressive offense.
Again, calling her aggressive. I don't think that's a fair characterization.
Well, it's not soft offense.
It's effective offense.
Effective offense.
I don't have a problem calling her an effective blocker, but I think calling someone an aggressive blocker suggests a very different style of play, and that's just not accurate for Ginger.
This is true. It's she definitely didn't go in with an aggressive look. It was going in with her entire body in the way of the opposing blocker.
Absolutely. Incredibly effective jamming and very committed player.
Committed, that's a good word. Committed offense.
2 blockers to beat. Luna Doom is through on her initial pass. Molotov back on the track. She's there alongside Mel Bent. Mel with the pivot star. But Molotov is going to go it herself. Luna on the slide apex jump there. Makes it on through. 5 points gathered. Little
As
pump
you can
to
see,
Molotov.
Luna just so fast. In the time it takes to explain that, she had lead and had 5 points and engaged the opposing jammer. Amazing stuff. 5 points unanswered as we go into halftime here.
We will be back in about 10 minutes. We are back. People watching the stream at home asking what it is they are dancing to. My goodness, you should just be grateful you don't get to see the dancing in real life. Avert your eyes. Save yourself the pain. The music is still on in the background though, so I'm trying to be louder than the music. So the police of Utune, the Utune police, don't get cross at us. Coming back from half-time, Inner West Roller Derby League, 104 points. A smidge in front of the Dread Pilot Rollers. Mel Bent jamming for the Pirates. Luna Doom jamming for Inner West. Luna Doom jousting backwards and forwards, unable to get past that persistent wall, holding her back. Mel Bent swallowed up by the blockers in the front there, forced to yield, and Mel Bent is the lead jammer. Chevy Chase sent off to the penalty box, reducing the number of blockers on the track for Inner West. Luna getting down low with that very smooth style. Mel Bent snatching a quick 4 points, calling that jam off. Terrific agility and athleticism there from Mel.
So this is the second quarterfinal of Division 2 for the evening. Westside Derby Dolls taking the last one, going very close in the halftime, then a big blowout in the second period. What do you think we're going to see here?
I think it's going to be pretty steady. I think it's going to to and fro, and I think it's not going to be very much in it at the last whistle.
Certainly the penalty board indicating that the teams are still as evenly matched as the scoreboard is showing.
A little bit of dance, hopefully settling both teams at half-time. Boxy Lady going to the outside, having no luck. Cruising around the inside, only to be met by a solid wall of pink.
Oh, and it's a track cut called on Bloody Bree. She's going to go and sit in the box while Boxy earns lead. Boxy being the only skater on the penalty board in any sign of trouble. So setting it up a goat party at the back there. A big booty block by the Angel of Anarchy on Boxy Lady. Slows her down. Now she hits a wall of three. Active offense coming from Crushy. That's going to... Ginger Rogers going to pick up a penalty and all of that. Boxy Lady 5 big points.
And that power jam effectively killed by those pirate blockers. Mel Bent out of the track already. Boxy is lead jammer, calls that jam off. 5 points added to Inner West. Inner West players trying to communicate with each other, trying to confer whether or not they should call for an official review on the penalty that sent Ginger Roger to the bench. Deciding not to risk it though. Unicorn Spawn jamming in the pink for the Rollers. Velvet Whiplash jamming for Inner West. She tries to zigzag but is going to have to go straight through the middle. Unicorn Spawn held back, but Chevy Chase having to yield for a penalty. She makes her way through and is lead jammer. Velvet having all sorts of difficulties getting past those blockers. Two blockers, pardon me. Bonnie Doom and Lioness trying to hold back Unicorn Spawn. Bonnie chasing, unable to slow her down though. Velvet Whiplash still trying to complete her initial pass. And she is through now.
A very physical jam there with a number of skaters getting knocked to the ground. Velvet Whiplash confidently just picking up the rest of those 4 points and calling it off. High fives from her team. And we have a 9-0 jam for Dread Pirate Rollers, 89 plays 109. Still anyone's game here.
Mel Bent on the jammer line for the Unicorns. No, they're not called the Unicorns. My goodness, that was a flashback from the early noughties. It's Mel Bent playing for the Pirates. Luna Doom with 2 blockers to beat. They're holding her back fairly effectively.
Luna Doom somehow staying in bounds, but that knock taking too much time, allowing Mel Bent to get the lead. She's trying to call it off. There's a bit of confusion about who is lead. Mel was confident it was her, but 4 points scored by Luna Doom.
Mel Bent pretty
the refs
disappointed
seem
with
pretty
that.
comfortable with what it is. The Dread Pirate Rollers bench pretty uncomfortable with what it is, and they're calling an official review. I'm pretty sure they're going to be challenging that call off.
Almost certain, really. It was almost immediate that the big O got thrust into the air there. It does give us an opportunity to tell you about a couple of our other sponsors. Visi Boxes. They are the makers of the bum boxes. And for those of you not here, you have maybe not experienced the phenomena that is the bum box. It looks like a pizza box that you unfold and you sit on, and it magically takes away the coldness of Adelaide on your bum cheeks. It also gives you a little bit of a low back support. Kind of awesome, really, and it looks like you're just sitting on a pizza. We also want to thank Nikki Wallace Designs. They made the TGSS website. You can go and check out all of the information about TGSS, but you can also just check out the work there. So if you do need a website design, you can check out Nikki Wallace.
Now, it was very quick discussion by the officials there. The big problem, even if they're successful in saying, yeah, she should call it off sooner, it's not going to change the point score because the opposing skater can score until the whistles blow. They're not going to take them away. They're going to say, yep, sorry, but those are the points.
Not really much help there for the Pirates.
So the result of that official review is no change. 4 points awarded to Inner West, 0 to the Dread Pirate Rollers, and the scoreboard is showing that they do not retain their official review.
That makes it a bitter pill for the Pirates, but they jam on, and they have the lead jam status through Bloody Bree. Quarter of a track behind her, Boxy Lady, Shoulders of Determination.
Big hip check there from Chevy Chase. All legal, but that doesn't.
Okay, Bloody Bree is okay. Giving the nod, feeling the pain, but she is okay. There was a big hip check there from Chevy Chase onto Bloody Bree. She'll be good to go in a jam or two.
And good points denial by Inner West, maintaining that, slightly more comfortable lead. 113 plays 90. Chevy Chase forcing the call off. Good pressure from the Inner West jammer. Now we're going to see Luna Doon up against Rebel Wilson.
Rebel Wilson being shoved backwards and forwards. The four wall there. Teratoma, Lee Rex, Ginger Rogered, and Crushy Amphlett. Crushy with what looked to me to be a low block. No effect on the play though, so she does not have to go to the penalty box. Linda Doom hitting the blockers there, going backwards, scoring 4 points, and then calling that jam off. Scoreboard ticking along there, but Inner West certainly no strangers to a close scoreboard. Velvet Whiplash jamming for Inner West up against Molotov. The Dread Pirate Rollers are located on the south coast of Western Australia. They are an inclusive league that is passionate, driven and inspirational. They've certainly done a great job here at TGSS, making it to the quarterfinals. And we're quite enjoying watching them play. Molotov scooting away on the outside. Now has Bonnie Doom to beat. Having no trouble doing that with the duck and weave, and she gets lead jammer status for her troubles.
And their little bio saying in an inspirational league, something that just really shows how inspirational they are. That big cheer you're hearing from the crowd every time Dread Pirate Rollers gets lead, that is the Rockabellas, the team that they played last from Adelaide. Big cheer squad getting solidly defeated and now coming up and cheering for the Dread Pirate Rollers.
It could be that the Pirates are inspirational, or it could be that Inner West are just dislikable. All things are possible, I'm just saying.
All things are
All
possible.
things are possible. Luna Doom getting down low. Molotov, pardon me, Himmel bent. Big and tall, but managing to march her way through. She gets lead jammer status.
That was some fantastic footwork by Mel Bent around the outside, earning lead jammer for the Inconceivables.
And Westy Winch not particularly convinced that they had a multiplayer block that let Luna Doom through. No points difference from that though.
Crushy Anflet picking up a low block. She's going to head to the box wearing the pivot stripe for the Inner West. That's one of those kind of worth it penalties because it did force the call off and ensured that it was only a 4-point gain for the Dread Pirate Rollers.
A 2-wall for the Pirates, 3-wall for the Westies. Foxy Lady hitting right in the middle of the 2-wall. Now getting an assist from Bonnie Doom. Not quite through for Boxy, but the Pirate Rollers getting lead jammer status.
Boxy with some good drive there, pushing Attila. Physics not on her side, but managing to push her straight out of play.
And Bruiser in her first jam for the day, or for this game, managing to score points and call it off. Closing the gap a little more, 7 points only the difference.
Yeah, a couple of strong jams in a row for the Inconceivables. Dread Pirate Rollers now on 3 digits, 100 plays, 117. We have just 20 minutes left in this quarterfinal matchup. Division 2, Day 2 of the Great Southern Slam 2016. Luna Doom against Molotov. Luna just so confident, pulling out a little bit of jammer defensive before just putting the gas on and earning a strong lead jammer. She has a half a lap lead on Molotov.
Knocked out of bounds there quite effectively by Unicorn Spawn. And the pack speeding up, Luna calling that jam off as she is shoulder to shoulder with the Pirates captain Eris Jeweler.
So a strong 4-0. Luna just getting kind of driven halfway into the suicide seats after the 4 whistles had called. No late block call coming from the ref. She did not go down and she kind of went in a straight line, so probably an orange light situation as the refs call it.
Rebel wheels on is jamming for the Pirates.
So Luna Doom just stays on the track wearing the jammer star and stays with lead jammer status.
And she manages to duck and weave her way through and is now on her scoring pass.
Luna Doom.
Rebel Wheels on still to complete her initial pass.
One of the best endurance jammers you'll see out there. Recently in the 5x5, she did 4 jams back to back with the jammer star for Inner West.
5 points for that pass. Rebel Wheels on completing her initial pass with a back block. So that gives the power jam to Luna Doom.
Rebel Wheels on will return after that penalty, still on her initial pass. She did not complete the pass when she picked up that back block. Communication from Luna saying, come in, give me the active offense. Kind of a fake move by the Inner West blockers as Luna just made her own hole. Now an active offense from Lee Rex. separates the Inconceivables blockers enough for Luna just to thread the needle and pick up all 5. 25 points with still time on the clock.
Luna trying for the inside line, being knocked out of bounds there by Unicorn Spawn. So she has to round the corner again.
Didn't quite make it work that time. And again, Dread Pirate Rollers making her work for those 5.
Luna paddling her way through the inside line.
Unicorn Spawn's been tagging out the pivot hat for the jammer hat, doing some good jammer killing, but unfortunately now an elbows call on Rebel Wilson. No, it's a forearm, sorry. She's got a very physical jammer style, and that does tend to draw those forearm and back block penalties.
And a massive jam there for Inner West. 34 points added to their score.
That one jam single-handedly doubling the lead that Inner West had over the Dread Pirate Rollers.
And Luna figures that she's probably still fresh as a daisy and she might keep on jamming. It's a bit of a...
Not a surprising move. Luna Doom with such good endurance in that jammer position. We're going to see a timeout. Dread Pirate Rollers, the Inconceivables, really trying to regroup and gather their strength for these final 16 minutes. We're going to regroup and thank our sponsors, Rydell Skates. For over 70 years, Rydell has been the innovative leader in the roller skating industry. Rydell Skates, unmatched quality, unmatched performance.
And just in answer to Kiara's question, Inner West Roller Derby League is from Sydney, where the hipsters live. They drink chai lattes and they tip their beards to craft beer.
We're not all hipsters. I live about 5 minutes from their training venue.
Make some noise up in here, track 1.
I just like it because there's a good skate park right near my house.
Oh, I just got goosebumps.
So 155 plays 1-0-0, 16:49 on the clock here in the second Division 2 quarterfinal.
And Rebel Wheels on, 7 penalties being fouled out of the game. That will certainly impact on the Rollers in at least a slight way. Although there are still lots of players left, 13 on for the Rollers, and still stacks of fitness.
The jammer depth of this Inconceivables roster has really shown today.
And tremendous footwork getting Luna Doom through on her initial pass.
Yeah, the confidence of Luna Doom there, and she was just happier to go from one side of the track to the other and know that she could beat them. That time, she didn't even look at her feet as she had about 3 inches to work with up the inside line. 180 transition through for 5 points.
Molotov joining the track. Cap in hand, she pops it back on. She's completed her initial pass.
Luna Doom working her way up the front, knocked down a bounce. Oh, and she was just flattened by Molotov. Well, to me it looked well after the 4 whistles had blown. The refs are having a discussion about it over there. No call came from the track, but will there be a late one? Yes, there will. Molotov is on her way. She's going to sit 30 seconds in the Rydell Skates penalty box for that late engagement on Luna Doom.
And that gives a power jam to Velvet Whiplash now. 7 points added on that previous jam. Velvet Whiplash will have to make her way past some pretty solid blocking. Blocking reforming around Velvet, but she manages to step through on the inside line.
Confident work by Velvet Whiplash. As you mentioned earlier, a bit of a rookie on this jammer lineup, but just pushed through a 3-wall all on her own.
Goes in backwards. Knocked to the outside though. She gets a little bit of a hand from Ruby Menace. One to beat. Can Velvet do it on the inside? Yes, she can. Attila being given a blocking out of bounds. Sorry, blocking out of play.
The forearms call on pink 0. That is Molitov. She is holding the Jammer Star in her hand.
Second power jam to Velvet. 5 more for that pass.
This is not what the Inconceivables need at this point. We've clocked over into the final quarter of this quarterfinal.
And Velvet manages to bust through again, this time on the outside line, I believe. That's just where she did that is just where all the Inner Westie fans are. Not so much magic happening on corner 4 there, corner 3, where all the Pirates are sitting. And the 4 whistles calling that jam over after 15 points added by Velvet.
Just doing a few adjustments on the board. That was a 17-point jam. Points are now
A comment coming from the internet world saying Luna Doom is kind of amazing. You should meet the other Dooms. She comes from good, solid Doom stock. Every single member of the Inner West Roller Derby League wants to be adopted by the family Doom. Not even joking.
Boxy lady, she's had a few jams to sit down and think about that high penalty count. She's now back out there wearing the Jammer Star and pushing against a 3-wall of Perth blockers. Lots of pink in front of her still as they enter the apex of turns 1 and 2. Chevy Chase just single-handedly holding back Mel Bent. Not able to hold a long enough lead. Jammer, we haven't seen that from the pink Jammer for a while. Mel Bent, clearly a bit of gas taken out of her tank on her way through there. She's moving a little slower than earlier in the game, but she is now scoring.
That is a pretty solid 4-wall that Mel Bent is jousting with. Boxy Lady unable to get through on her initial pass. Both sets of blockers very, very solid, seemingly quite evenly matched. Mel Bent going to bust through the inside there as that triangle turns a little in her favour. She gets 5 points.
Kind of an unorthodox blocking formation. It worked for a long time. Chevy Chase was bracing around 3 blockers all in a row. Chevy Chase now takes a star pass, though, from Boxy and has got the gas down, chasing down and forcing a call off there. Net gain. Wow. Good points defense from Inner West. That last pass was a nothing. 5 only against in that situation of a strong lead jammer. So time definitely on Inner West side. Only 11:38 left in the game. 179 plays 105.
Both jammers slow to start. Bloody Bree looking at her options. Velvet Whiplash trying for the... Pardon me, that's not Velvet, that's Luna. Luna looking for the inside line.
Luna Doom very confident that time is on their side. She only had about a 10-foot advantage over Bloody Bree, so she just called it off and was like, well, let's set it up again. And as we've seen time and time again, Luna Doom doesn't even take the Jammer Star off. She just lines back up and is like, bring it on.
No point taking that star off if you're just going to put it back on. Bruiser lining up next to her. Bruiser only a couple of jams into this game. Trying to drive over the top of Chevy Chase there, being braced by Hips Don't Lies and Crushy Amplet, Lee Rex, the 4 of them in a box formation. Bruiser getting a bit of a hand to make her way through. She's still unable to complete her initial pass.
So Luna Doom a little more happy with this lead jammer. She's going to actually run it and score some points.
Nice to be able to be fussy, isn't it?
It's a nice situation to be in as a jammer.
Oh, it's luxurious.
She's like, I'll take 5 off this one, I think.
Luna, the luxurious Doom.
Setting it up out there. Strong formation from Inner West.
Unicorn taking a star pass. Unable to score any points though.
Luna just picking up that one before driven out of bounds. She's like, that's enough. I'm going to call this one a 6-point jam. 185 plays 105.
The Inner West Roller Derby League.
Amanda Mitchell reminding us that the Pirates can claw back with a bit of focus and a few power jams. Absolutely true. We've certainly seen it in the past. No doubt we will see it again in the future. The question being, will Inner West be able to hang on?
Well, there's been 40-point jams here this weekend at the Great Southern Slam. 2 of them, and we'll see a lead change.
Well, there was a 35-point jam before, so not even older history. And with the Pirates taking lead there, Bloody Bree.
Oh, and that's the
Rounding
first
the
step
inside.
to a clawback. We have the Inner West Jammer going to the box for a track cut, and 5 points for Bloody Bree on the board.
Whatever gets the job done makes it look easy, doesn't it?
Make it look easy. She was coming around that corner fast.
Oh. Loose cannon throwing Bonnie Doom at the feet of Bloody Bree, not able to stop her or even slow her down, really. 5 points added to the score.
Bonnie Doom only not going to the penalty box due to the awesome skate skills of Bloody Bree. Bonnie Doom took her out at the legs, but Bloody Bree just stayed on her skates and kept going.
Ginger managing to slow that down a little, giving enough time for Velvet to get back on the track. Ginger off to the penalty box alongside Lioness, 2 of the more veteran.
Oh, we have a skater down on the infield, so that jam's going to be called off. Meanwhile, skaters are going to return to the bench. The time will be stopped at 7:58. A chance to thank Spank Alley, the official armband of TGSS. Spank Alley stops top quality armbands, helmet covers, compression pants, and lots of cool stuff. They're making armbands on site here this weekend and have full stock of compression pants, hoodies, onesies, helmet covers, and much, much more. They are the first Australian stockers of the very cool Left Turn clothing range out of Portland, Oregon. You can get your Bro Do You Even skate cap over there at the Spank Alley stall or online spankalley.com.au.
And the Inner West skater Loose Cannon getting back to her feet. She's certainly a tough competitor. And it's great to see her okay. She will of course have to sit out 3 jams just to make sure she's A-okay.
Yeah, it looked like she did take a hit to the ribs there. I've certainly had that. It takes the wind down of you. It hurts your ribs and usually your kidneys. You feel like about 3 things are broken all at once. But she's back up and she looks okay over there on the team bench. So we're just going to get back underway. 7 minutes 58 left on the clock. Big, strong jam leading up to that for the Dread Pirate Rollers. 124 plays, 185. And continuing that momentum, barbed wire, lead, jammer, and a full lap over Luna Doom, who picks up a penalty. I didn't see what it was, and she missed the point of no return on the box. It's a track cut, so a lot of time blown as Luna reports to the box, gets told to skate around. Exactly what these Perth skaters are after at this point in the game.
All 4 blockers back off the bench for Inner West. Lioness having to brace, not able to engage in the block.
Active offense coming from the Inconceivables blockers. Unfortunately, it just crushed everyone on top of barbed wire.
Eris Bueller able to do that.
5 points only for that power jam. A little odd strategy call from the Dread Pirate Rollers. Now they're going to lose 30 seconds and the time it takes to do another initial while Luna Doom sits comfortably in the blocks planning her next move.
It did look like there was a bit of confusion in the middle there when that jam, or just before that jam, was called off. 8 points added to the score for the Pirates. But they're going to do it again there. Bloody Bree trying for the inside line. Only Chev to beat. Inner West blockers reforming.
No pack call by head ref, game over. It reforms, but we're going to see a back block call going to Bloody Bree.
And Luna Doom has been released from the penalty box before Bloody Brie could make it back. So Bloody Brie will have that full 30 seconds.
So we did have momentum going the Inconceivables way.
And
now
Luna
we
Doom
have a swing the other way as Luna Doom picks up lead out of the penalty box.
Inner West is holding back for initially a passive defence.
Just calm and confident return for her scoring pass. Luna Doom taking the time to chat with her blockers on the way in. Now she's just happy to go one-on-one with the opposition. They're putting in hits in, but she's just staying on her skates, not even going to a knee on her way to 5 points.
Teratoma trying to force Bloody Brie out of play. Racing with Lioness and Crushy Amphlett, with Bonnie doing the assist and the star pass, nearly getting away from Inner West. Bonnie Doom finding it, trying to put some defence on there, but not able to do that. Luna calls that jam off after adding 5 points to Inner West's score. Only 58 points the difference. There's 5 more minutes. Certainly not impossible for the Pirates to come back at this stage. Inner West are going to be wanting to hold their lead though. Foxy Lady on the jammer line for Inner West. Inner West calling a timeout.
So both teams with timeouts remaining. Inner West using it strategically here.
And a question from the internet land is, can you have lead if you started in the box? At a new jam, if you are in the box when the new jam begins and you get out and you're the first to pass through the initial pass without a penalty, yes, you can be the lead jammer, as we have seen.
So the officials just tallying. Their penalty boards are starting to add up here. We've had 1 foul out from the Dread Pirate Rollers. The board looking like 4 or 5 on a few skaters. Boxy is quite heavily penalised, but she's been clean lately.
Teams have made it to the quarterfinals. Make some noise.
There is another skater from Inner West. I can't read the number from here that is on 5.
And I did receive a message that I've forgotten to pass on from Boxy Lady to Callum, saying, my goodness, Callum, I love your hair.
So big call out from Internet Land, giving our love out to the Dread Pirate Rollers. So many Perth fans watching on. I think they can feel it through the cameras here. Mel Bent fighting up the front. Boxy getting recycled out the back and knocked to the infield. Mel Bent now, there's time for her team to run offense, and that's what she needed.
Boxy Lady with the star off the head, trying to pass it to Shivy Chase. Shivy has the star now and is marching on through the inside. And she has made her initial pass.
Chevy, a very accomplished jammer in her own right. She's not going to let the team down. She forces that call off.
Interesting though, Mel Bent came around the turn 3, was able to call it off. Didn't call it off until she was past the jammer line, running the clock down just a few seconds. I wouldn't be sure that that's a good thing for the Pirates to be running down the clock.
Yeah, if the Pirates want any chance of getting the win here, they're going to have to do very, very concise clock management. They have 2 timeouts left. They're going to have to do quick points, and I would say probably risk some long jams. The longer you spend on the scoring pass and the less time you waste on lineups and initial passes, the more chance you have at putting points on the board.
Luna Doom getting down low but unable to stop the strength of Bruiser.
So Luna Doom knocked down a bounds and re-entered in front of a skater, but that skater did also go out of bounds and she had already earned lead. So the no pass, no penalty, not relevant to the status. Now she comes in, hops, skips and jumps through for 4 points and calls it before Dread Pirate Rollers can have any answer. Beautifully timed there by Luna Doom. It was just a nice, clean 4 points, about 0.2 seconds before the Dread Pirate Jammer passed the first hips of her blockers. And Luna Doom's just like, yeah, I'm good with that. I'm going to stay out, jam again. It's so much fun. I don't want to get off the track.
Inner West going for the pivot start. Drawing their 3-wall. Racing by Lee Rex, Bonnie Doom and Chevy Chase. Holding back Unicorn Swarm. While Luna Doom sneaks out and gets lead jammer.
A big shout out to Red and Jerry, the bench coaches for the Dread Pirate Rollers. They are keeping things really calm on the bench. That's an important job for the bench staff. It's helping their team stay focused. Unicorn Spawn out and not lead, but she's ready to set things up. Luna Doom's okay because clock is on her side. She doesn't need to go fast.
She waited long enough to get the fourth Inner West blocker out of the penalty box as well. A little bit of tactics going on, I think. And
Red and Jerry calling for that 1 point. They thought the Unicorn Spawn did pass a hip of an Inner West blocker. Jam referees unconvinced by their appeals.
Loose Cannon back on the track blocking. Bruiser jamming for the Pirates. The Pirates, of course, playing today in the pink.
Okay, so we're in the final 2 minutes. There is time for possibly 2 more jams, but more likely 1. That's the first step. Dread Pirate need to close this gap. I don't think there's going to be time to make it a win, but they can make it a moral win by finishing strong.
And
Luna Doom going to the box for a back block. She like shrugs her shoulders like, I tried.
4 points added to the Pirates. They're going to want to do that a few more times. How many more times are those blockers going to be able to hold back the Pirates? Big hit on Lioness. Bonnie Doom going in for Bruiser. Able to get through 5 points.
Bonnie Doom just proving your point that the Doom family has got all these skills, just putting some strong last line of defence in to slow down the Perth Jammer.
Clever blocking there from Westy Wench and very nice assist, allowing another 5 points to her team.
What is she going to do here? She is lead. There's 4 seconds left on the clock. Will she call it and grab a timeout? No, the period clock has now expired. This is the last jam. Luna Doom with a big grin on her face as she's like, well, I'm going to just skate this. I got 40 seconds to have some more fun.
Might as well. Luna trying for the inside and the outside, twisting and turning and trying to make her way through. Bruiser caught behind Luna.
Last line of defense, takedown at the legs. That'll be a low block call. Luna just going to get up and she's like, oh, and she got taken out with a block to the chin, it looks like. She's like, ooh, seeing a few stars, and she's happy to just sit out there. There's 13 seconds left. No, she's going to keep skating. You can't keep this girl off her skates.
Bonnie Doom holding back Bruiser. Bonnie in her first season. Bruiser, a much bigger skater.
A big pile up here on turn 4. Bit of friendly fire as Lioness lands on top of Bonnie Doom, but they don't care about it. They're going to have fun. They're going to return to their bench with a big smile.
And just a tremendous effort there from both teams. Inner West Roller Derby League, Hips Don't Lie, Vixen Vaporizer, Ginger Rogered, Boxy Lady, Luna Doom, Ruby Menace, Loose Cannon, Chevy Chase, Bonnie Doom, Lee Rex, Crushy Amplet, Velvet Whiplash, Teratoma and Lioness. And playing for the Dread Pirate Rollers, we've had Molotov, Bloody Bree, Mully Grub, Mames de Kill, Unicorn Spawn, Barbed Wire, Bruiser, Westy Wench, Eris, Dueler, Mel Bent, Angel of Anarchy, Rebel Wheels on, Attila and Starry Nightmare. The unofficial score, 203 to the Westies, 160 to the Pirates. Well, and that score has been confirmed.
These quarterfinals here, all the Division 2 games so far at the Great Southern Slam have been exciting. So close for most of the game here. Big high fives to all the teams, but Inner West are your victors of the quarterfinals. They move on to tomorrow morning semis. That's the end of the road for the Dread Pirate Rollers here in Adelaide.
But what a way to go out. If that was the end of your road, you'd still be pretty proud.
They are damn excited. I don't know if you can see it on the live feed here. There is huge smiles And cheers and high fives coming from every one of those inconceivables.
We are so glad that you joined us tonight. My name is Melodrama.
And I'm Colonel Panic. We're going to sign off for now. We'll see you for more action from the Great Southern Slam tomorrow.
I am joined by Lioness and Luna Doom, who just... Sorry? I am now joined by Lioness and Luna Doom, who just played a fantastic game, which put you guys through to the semis.
Yeah. We don't know how we did it, but we did. It was amazing. We actually came to the weekend thinking that we'd have fun, and now we have to get up early tomorrow morning, but it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, our training has paid off now. This has been a long road from the beginning of the year, and our newer skaters are just fucking killing it. Sorry, oops, live stream. Sorry, anyone who's watching at home. Sorry, Mom. We came into this weekend thinking we would have fun and we would like get a little bit of development out of it and just enjoy ourselves, but we just kept winning, which is great. It's amazing. It feels really nice.
You guys were in the exact same position right here last night, and I asked you what you were going to take to your next game. What did you learn anything from it that you did differently in this game?
Our resets were back being a lot better. We were able to just get that extra little step in front of the jammer to catch them again and really work on getting those initial passes down to nothing.
Yeah. And also just staying calm. We were really trying really hard to just play our own game and stay nice and calm, and we did that, and it made it so much easier.
You were on fire tonight. I don't think I remember very many jams you weren't in. How did you do that?
Good practice, I guess. No, look, the blockers make it so much easier for me. There were so many passes where they just made a path for me and I could sail on through, so that made it a billion times easier. Let's not talk about that last jam, but the rest was really, really great.
Well, it was an absolute pleasure talking to you guys. Good luck in the morning. I hope you don't have to get up too early, and hopefully we'll see you in the finals.
That would be weird.
Would be weird, amazing. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Have a good night, guys. What do you want to talk to me about?
I'm joined by Molly Tov, who just played an amazing game. What do you think?
It was a really tough game. We really had to fight, and we're pretty knackered. Yeah.
Dread Pirates are over from Perth, yeah? I can't say I've seen a lot of you guys before, but you have seriously come into this weekend just kicking and screaming. You guys...
It's our TGSS debut, so I think we've done pretty well. We had 2 wins, and this was our first loss. Play again tomorrow.
Awesome. What have you
Just
learned?
take my mouth guard out. Okay.
So, as your first loss, what have you guys learned from this?
Who says hello? Who? Waylon. I have no idea who that is. Hi, Waylon. I have no idea who that is. What have we learned? Don't eat salad between bouts. That was a bad move. And maybe just sport's harder than the other team.
Both important lessons that I think I will take to my own games, and yeah. So you guys are playing again tomorrow?
We are. I'm not sure what time. We have actual adults in our league that worry about things like that, and I'll just show up and be where I'm supposed to be when they tell me.
Sounds good. Well, good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
No problem. Congratulations again on a great game. This has been Trixie, and you are watching Down Under Derby TV.